Hi, my name is Frank Lucarell. For our final project, I decided to do the media ecology theory. Um, Main points I'm going to be going over is what the theory actually is, um, some things about the media ecology theory, the key concepts and variables in the theory I'm going to be going over, and then I'm going to wrap up everything and hit the conclusion with going over the main points and stuff we've learned throughout this uh, class and through this presentation. Okay, so the media ecology theory is the study of how media and communication processes affect the human perception, feeling, emotion, and value of a situation. So, how we look at media and communication and what we get from it, how we express it, and how it affects us in turn um, in the whole situation. Okay, so some assumptions about the theory. Um, when I was going over these assumptions in the book, um, the way they word it didn't really connect as much because it's what the theory is from is the gentleman's name is McLuhan, and this was in like the '60s when it first came out. So it was kind of hard to understand his terms. So in reading the book and then putting it in my own words, I kind of got a little gist of what everything meant. In the book, the way it's worded, and this was his phrasing for the assumptions, is media infuse every act and action in society. The second one was media fix our perceptions and organize our experiences. And then the last one was media tie the world together. And how I took these as the first one is media is everything and everywhere. We interact with media all the time, whether it's through our phones, our TVs, the radios in our cars, or at work, or at home. Um, the second one, I kind of took it as media influences everything, which I think are kind of the same as the first one. But when you think about it, um, media influences everything. Like people want to be how they see people on TV or sound like them on the radio, or they want to be like them because of what we've heard or seen through the media. And then the last assumption was how the media connects the world. And that's what I took it as. Um, the way technology has advanced over the years, you can get on your phone and Skype with somebody who's overseas in a different country, or you could, text and get a hold of anybody at any time. You could go on the internet and search things, read about stories from uh, different parts of the world. So media really ties in everything together, and that's what I really liked about this chapter, and or not this chapter necessarily, but this theory. I really like that. Um, some key concepts. The one is medium is the message, but the way I took this as is that um, I don't want to say this. The content of the message is secondary to the medium. So how I took that as is that the medium actually has the ability to change how we think about others, ourselves, and the world around us, so that uh, the message itself has value, but the medium of how it actually gets out there and how we got the message plays a huge dividend into how we see everything. Um, the next concept I found was the hot and cool media. Hot media is something where we don't necessarily have to pay as much attention to understand. We can kind of just sit back and react to what we're seeing. Whereas cool media, we have to get more involved with it. It requires more attention and more focus on the topic and what it's discussing and how we work about it. Um, he brought up these laws of media, and there's 4 laws. There's enhancement, obsolescence, retrieval, and reversal. And basically, these laws were actually questions of how they in turn um, affected media or how they changed something. Um, like what does media enhance or amplify? What does media push aside or make obsolete? What does media retrieve from the past? And what um, does media reverse or flip into? And there's tons of things that you can branch off of that and learn about. I thought it was pretty cool. You look at how media has made print obsolete. Um, Nowadays, print is actually digital for the most part. From what I feel, I don't really look at a newspaper. I really get my news from either my phone or the TV. So print to me kind of seems obsolete. And the same with retrieval. You can retrieve documents from the past that might not have been there before now because of media. Um, the last thing I want to talk about is testability and heroism. I really don't know how to say it, so I hope I'm not butchering it. But in reality, in reading this through the chapter and the theory, there really isn't a whole lot you can actually test about this. Um, and McLuhan actually says he doesn't explain it, he explores it. So there's not really a whole lot of testability factor to this theory. It's kind of just going out for yourself and seeing it and, exploring what you can feel through it. And then the heroism, the one part about the heuristic value of the media ecology theory is that there is now a media ecology association, and this organization is dedicated to promoting the theory in both practical and theoretical ways, to get the theory out there and make it more visible to the public so that we can grasp the topic and understand the theory ourselves. In conclusion, I just want to go over the theory again and the fact that it's how media and communication affect our perception and the way we go about things. The assumptions being that media is everywhere and in anything, it influences everything, and that media can connect the whole world in ways that face-to-face communication cannot. And just going over, the laws again and all that, and it was a really interesting theory, and I was glad I did it. The advice I want to offer is that media is a great tool that is part of our lives, and that it should be used with intelligence. We shouldn't put stupid things out there that can damage people's reputations, or we shouldn't look up things that we have no right looking up, and that we should be respectable and go forward with this.
Thank you.